In last class, I have done detailed discussion on neuron, discussion on division of human nervous system, a briefing on central and peripheral nervous system provided. In this class, you will get a fast repeat on neuron, introductory discussion on division of human nervous system, detailed discussion on central nervous system. So, hello class, hopefully all of you are fine. Today is the day for the second class on the chapter Control and Coordination, and I will discuss, as already told, first regarding the briefing on the structure of neuron. So, here you can see the neuronal structure, the unit of nervous system. I will repeat the main parts of it. Cell body or soma. Just like an animal cell which is having nucleus and other cell organelles, only extra thing is the nasal granule to synthesize some of the proteins. Dendron, the first type of the processes, in plural dendrites. It will receive the signals from the previous neuron. Then it will transmit the electrical signal to axon, the long process. Ultimately, it will reach to the axon terminal. At the synapses, it will release the chemical substances, neurotransmitter like acetylcholine. Ultimately, they will convert this chemical signal to the electrical signal again. In this way, nerve impulse propagation happens. Here, myelin sheath is present, okay, a fatty layer surrounding the axon and the neurolemma, the covering of the axon. Above that, myelin sheath. For the insulator properties, which is not continuous, so nodes of Ranvier is there. For quick transfer of electrical impulses, these cells are Schwann cell which will help in repair or damage those things to repair. That's the Schwann cell. So, what is this we are looking here? Neuron, the unit of nervous system. Human nervous system is made up of this kind of neurons. Okay, uncountable number of this kind of neurons. We are born with this. These cells can't divide. If these are damaged, these are going to be replaced by the neuroglial cells. Now I will focus in the nervous system. Our nervous system is made up of this neuron. Then what is the nervous system? Or how this nervous system is divided? So, human nervous system. This nervous system actually helps us to do all the function to relate with the environment, right? So, the system which is made up of nerve tissue, neuron, already I discussed, and which receives stimuli. What is stimuli? From the external environment, we are receiving the signal. That's stimuli. From the receptor, what is receptor? Which is generating the stimuli, and responds to the effector, which will do the action. to adjust body with environment is called nervous system. Primarily, human nervous system is divided into central nervous system, the main part, brain and spinal cord. It is the part of nervous system which remains enclosed within the hard bony framework, means the cranium, skull part, and is made up of brain and spinal cord. Okay. Peripheral nervous system, brain and spinal cord restricted to a particular part, but human body also needs to move their limbs, their hand, their legs. So how it will be done? With the help of this peripheral nervous system. This system, which is made up of somatic, cranial and spinal nerves, we are having 12 pairs of cranial nerves, okay, associated with the cranium part, brain part, and 31 pairs of spinal nerves, okay. So that's the somatic part, and the autonomic nervous system, which is not directly under our control. That means the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So your somatic and your autonomic nervous system together makes peripheral nervous system. Okay, I have discussed this a bit in the last video also. Now hopefully concept cleared. So let's focus today in the structure of brain. So brain first. So how your brain is? This, so many things are there, always active, right? It should be like this. It's a calm and quiet brain. Okay? Jokes apart. So main thing is your brain is having so many kind of the activities, the functions, and it controls all the things. So many parts are there, right? How it looks like, how each and every part is associated with each and every activity. Let's take a look one by one. This chart already we have seen in the last video also. Nervous system, peripheral and central. This part cleared. Peripheral is having autonomic and somatic. Central nervous system is having brain and spinal cord. Autonomic means sympathetic and parasympathetic. Your fight or flight response. Your feeding habit, resting habit, those things. That sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system is not directly under our control. These activities, that's the autonomic activity, okay. Somatic means already I told, cranial and the spinal nerves. Now brain, this part, most important. Brain is having forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. Then under forebrain, we are focusing. So today our focus is brain. After the completion of this video, you will get to know regarding this much. Forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. Okay, these parts. And then the terms. So let's do it. Now this. In various ways, we observe the brain from the above view or from the dorsal side, from the above side, from the side view, bottom view. So this is actually the brain. You can see the convolution, you can see the stick coming from that medulla oblongata. Okay, this is the structure of human brain. We are here to study the anatomy of brain, the structure of brain with a bit its function, its physiological role. Okay. So already I discussed that your brain is having so many convolution. So this part, the red, the blue, the greenish and the yellowish, this part is the cerebrum part. The first part of the brain divided into the Forebrain. Forebrain is having main part cerebrum. Cerebrum is divided into frontal, parietal, temporal and occipital lobe. Which part I am talking about? I am talking about the forebrain or prosencephalon part. Forebrain or prosencephalon part, therefrom I am getting the telencephalon first. In telencephalon, the cerebrum, within the cerebrum, these parts are there. So frontal lobe, the first part for your thinking, memory. The parietal lobe, sensory center is present. It feels the sensation of skin. It helps for the counting ability. It helps for the concentration. Means how much deep concentration you are having. Your parietal lobe controls. Temporal lobe, the greenish part. This is regulating the presence of some auditory center. Also some memory related functions are there. Occipital lobe, especially for the visual center. Why I am saying this? This is in the outside part. In this way, we have divided the brain part. When I will talk about cerebrum, I will discuss about the other means internal part. So this division, these names you should know beforehand. That's why. So now the next one. This frontal, okay, already I discussed. For the memory, parietal, for your sensory, for your counting, those things. Temporal, especially for hearing. Occipital, for visual impact. So, now we will focus in the starting part. Okay. What is this? Forebrain. The entire, the light pink shade. Forebrain part. Forebrain is made up of, this is a means largest part of the brain. Forebrain is made up of cerebrum. Okay. Cerebrum is made up of two hollow cerebral hemispheres. Both the cerebral hemispheres are connected with corpus callosum. It will relay the left side to the right side to the information to the left side. In the cerebrum, we can see this convolution, okay, these folds, those for the better intelligence. It is believed generally more intelligence means more this kind of fold in Zaire salsi or in singular Zaira sulcus. Okay. This part means cerebrum, cerebral hemisphere, corpus callosum, Zaire salsi, this entire part with another center is there, rhyencephalon. I will discuss if you ask me in the latter, means not in this video. Ultimate thing is cerebrum, cerebral hemisphere, these things they will make telencephalon. So forebrain divided into first telencephalon. Telencephalon means the cerebrum, cerebral hemisphere with corpus callosum, with Zaire, salsi, grey matter, white matter. Here grey matter outside, white matter inside. What is this? I already discussed in the last class. Grey matter means the cell body. It's in the outside. White matter, axon inside. That's telencephalon. So forebrain first division, telencephalon. Next part in the forebrain there are hypothalamus, thalamus. This will form with some other parts are also there like epithalamus, metathalamus. We will focus only thalamus, hypothalamus here. They will form diencephalon. What is diencephalon? Thalamus and hypothalamus part with some other parts also. Now, what is the role of thalamus? Thalamus is the relay center. It's very important. It will relay all the activity. Hypothalamus, hormonal control, endocrine control, and so many other things are there. Your taste, hunger, whatever. So, thalamus, hypothalamus, especially in the diencephalon part of the forebrain. So, now once more, forebrain is made up of this telencephalon and diencephalon. What is the function of this telencephalon? That's why I discussed those 4 lobes. You can remember now, frontal, parietal, occipital, temporal. Yes, those lobes function similar to the forebrain telencephalon part function, means your thinking, your memory, your speech, your auditory output, your what you are doing, your action, your mental setup, your concentration power, counting ability, all in this frontal, parietal, occipital, temporal part. So that's the function of forebrain telencephalon part. What is telencephalon? Already discussed. What is diencephalon? That too already discussed. Thalamus, hypothalamus. What is the function of it? Endocrine function. You can see hypothalamus below that pituitary gland here. Okay. So hypothalamus will control pituitary action with some secretion, hormonal secretion, and thalamus is the relay center. I will discuss in detail with a video. Okay. Now, so I am now going to the next part, the midbrain. The smallest part, you can see that smallest part, midbrain. Here actually corpora quadrigemina, we say it, means there are visual and auditory some responses are there. 2 superior and 2 inferior colliculi present here, which are helping you to visualize and to listen. That's a part of the midbrain, visualize and listen. Midbrain, other name mesencephalon, the smallest part. Okay. Now I am replacing this one with the next hub. Now this is the hindbrain part. Okay. So this hindbrain part, other name is the rhombencephalon. Other name is rhombencephalon, which is having 3 main parts. Pons, or full name pons varioli. Pons function, here from many cranial nerves move. 4 cranial nerves. Okay, and that will help for your facial some actions. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. These cranial nerves moves from pons. So it is a passage of nerve fibers. Cerebellum, very important part. Cerebellum is the main controlling center of your body. It will maintain the equilibrium of the body. Cerebellum. It is having the small lobule structure, name is vermis. Okay. So pons and cerebellum together will make metencephalon. Under hindbrain or rhombencephalon, pons and cerebellum will make the name metencephalon. And last but not the least, medulla. Full name medulla oblongata. This part makes myelencephalon. It connects with the spinal cord. Its orientation just opposite to the brain. Means in brain, generally grey matter, we know in brain grey matter outside, white matter inside. In medulla, just opposite. Grey matter inside, white matter outside, just like your spinal cord. So you understood the structure of hindbrain. Here one most important thing, okay, I will like to add first. This is a main structure, right? All the parts, now just have a look. All the parts we know. This is the diagram for NCERT. To explain this, I have explained so many related things. Those, all the terms are not needed directly. Again I am saying, okay. But when you are going to know regarding the parts function, then only you can understand how brain works. That's why. You follow your NCERT text. Okay. With that, this extra things a bit. Here only one term I have not discussed. That's the first, ventricle. Means there are cavities, 4 ventricles within the brain that will contain the CSF, cerebrospinal fluid, which is having connection with the spinal cord. So each and every term here you are having, go through it. Hopefully your vision is now, or your doubts are now cleared. Okay. So we have already come to know regarding these details of each and every part. Now I will take help of a video animation. You can also go through any of the animation, okay? Here I will discuss these detailed parts with this animation. So let's have a look. So, human brain structure. We are focusing here. This is the brain structure divided into three parts: forebrain, prosencephalon, midbrain, mesencephalon, hindbrain, rhombencephalon. Forebrain is the largest part of the brain, most of which is made up of cerebrum, also known as telencephalon and diencephalon. This term I already explained. Okay, you can see here the convolutions, those Zyri sulci. Okay, so cerebral hemisphere. It has the outer cortex, grey matter means the cell body, white matter in the inner side, that means the axon part. Grey matter is folded to form convolution known as Zyri, and groups are called the sulci, in singular Zyrus sulcus. More convolution means more neuron, means more intelligence. Here two lobes are visible. Okay, you can see both the lobes of the cerebral hemisphere, and this is the outer grey matter, inner white matter part. Now if we open this, these are hollow structure which is connected with the corpus callosum. The left and the right side, they can communicate with each other. Okay, so for your right hemisphere will control your body's left side lip movement, and left side cerebral hemisphere will control your right side activity of the body. Okay, now this hemisphere and cerebrum is there. The cerebrum is associated with the higher brain function like thought, action, memory, talk, each and everything. Okay, now you can see the brain structure here as it is within the skull. This is the frontal lobe, which is in front of the brain, associated with the voluntary movement and also for the speech output, the personality maintenance, the intelligence regulation, memory. So it's a very important part. Parietal lobe. Here this portion is sensory and sensation of the skin, muscle, that part for temperature, pain, taste, and it also regulates thoughts and emotions. Okay, information about number, those things are also here. Memory, concentration, this. So now comes the next part, the temporal lobe, located on each side of the brain. They process memory, auditory information and also deal with the speech. Next, the occipital lobe, due to the presence of visual center, it regulates the visual information. So this is the part of the forebrain, prosencephalon, telencephalon part. Now we are focusing forebrain, diencephalon part. In the diencephalon part, thalamus is located at the base. This is the relay center. Sensory impulses such as pain, it communicates with the cerebrum. Hypothalamus is located below the thalamus, regulates autonomic functions such as appetite, thirst, body temperature. Also, it controls pituitary activity. So, the endocrine regulation, hormonal regulation under hypothalamus control. Here also presence of epithalamus, metathalamus, I will discuss later. Midbrain, known as mesencephalon, short constricted part which is having connection with forebrain and the hindbrain, and this mesencephalon is having superior colliculi, inferior colliculi, means the vision and the ear related activities, auditory and the visual impulses. This part is corpora quadrigemina. Last part, hindbrain, rhombencephalon. Brainstem connecting the brain, okay, with the spinal cord. It is composed of metencephalon and myelencephalon. Metencephalon contains pons and cerebellum, and myelencephalon means medulla oblongata. Now, if we focus in this backside cerebellum that maintains your body equilibrium, very important part, above just the medulla oblongata. Okay, it's divided into the lateral hemisphere, name is vermis. Okay, you can see which part. Now, each hemisphere has a central core made up of white matter, outer gray matter as the structure in the brain. Main function already discussed, body, balance, maintenance, coordinate, muscular activity. Now the pons or pons varioli, here from four pairs of cranial nerves move 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th, which will relay a bridge between the midbrain and the medulla oblongata. Okay, so related to those facial activities, it regulates the functions. Now, the next part is the myencephalon. So, myelencephalon means medulla oblongata, the lowest part of the brain stem, and it's posteriorly connected with the spinal cord. Here orientation opposite, central part gray matter, outer part white matter. Okay, so this is the part where from we can understand the medulla oblongata, then the spinal cord start. It controls many autonomic nervous system like the respiration, heart rate, digestive processes. Other activities of the medulla include control of movement, relaying somatic sensory information from internal organs, and control of arousal and sleep. Any injury to this medulla oblongata, that is very much problematic to the body. It can mix the partial paralysis or the gag reflex, the tongue movement, those may be hampered. Speech output. So this portion is very much crucial. Actually, our brain is totally very much sensible and sensitive structure. That's why it is totally covered with the cranium, the skull and the meninges. So that's the main structure of the brain. Hopefully in detail each and every part you understood. These are the references, and still if you are having any doubt, have a talk with me, interact. In what way you know the options. So stay healthy and go through this chapter. Whatever the problems you are facing, you can ask me. That's all for today's class. Have a nice day and goodbye. We will meet in the next class. Bye students.